Dave, we were just talking to Miguel, and he was saying, he found himself in situations in which he had opportunities to bring guys home and just ultimately didn't have the right approach with his at-bats. What were you seeing, just whether from him, from this offense today, and do you think it was one in which just things were limited due to Lambert's pitching, or do you feel like something was missing just from the offense tonight?
I thought, I thought certainly Lambert threw a heck of a ball game. I thought there were some good swings in there. I thought Will Smith took some good swings. Right fielder made two nice plays on him. Freddie hit a ball to deep center field. I thought was good. Miggy's line drive, that first at bat of his, was a good at bat. Certainly wasn't him. It was just collective, tonight offensively. But I thought there's some good things in there, some bad things as far as at bat quality. But that happens with every team. It does. It's just unfortunately that, we got one late and couldn't push any across. But, yeah, again, I thought Lambert pitched a heck of a game.
With Shohei, it did feel like this was essentially a pitcher's duel tonight. For him to get through 7 innings his first time as a Dodger, what was standing out about his performance? And I know there was the 2 blemishes of the home runs, but what were you just kind of seeing with him and his performance on the mound?
Good outing. Really good outing. I thought fastball was really good. I thought he was using the curveball, which wasn't great tonight, but the sweeper was good when it needed to be. I thought he was very efficient, being able to get through 7. It gives up a homer to Walker, but that's 98, 99 up and in. Got to give credit to Walker right there, and then the homer to the lefty. Just a ball down, gets over the Crawford box, and that's baseball. But outside of that, really good, and unfortunately we couldn't get him a win, but he did a nice job of, preserving the bullpen, going deep in the game, and giving us a good chance to win tomorrow.
The last 6 starts for Shohei, you guys haven't scored for him, and he didn't hit in 2 of those. How much harder does it become when he isn't in the lineup?
Well, I think for me it's hard to play both sides, and I respect the question, but you can't have it where he's not playing well or not swinging well when he is pitching, and then the questions are, when he's not, why isn't he? You're not scoring because he's not in the lineup. So, I think for me it's the process of taking care of him, and that's number one, his health, and I think we're doing as good a job as we can do with that, and when games that he's not hitting while pitching, we just got to find a way to score runs. So, that's baseball, and I don't really have an answer.
I think you mentioned with the situational hitting like the last couple weeks that part of it might be like guys are looking for their swing, maybe focusing too much or just more on that than their approach. Like, have you felt that way at all, just with some of the missed opportunities that have popped up here recently? And is that something that at this point of the year, is kind of one of those things you got to balance as a hitter, because you're trying to find your swing but also produce in those moments?
I do think so. I do think so. That's not the case tonight. Trying to get a 2-out hit with guys in scoring position is not a typical situational at bat. There have been times over the last 2 weeks where we have needed to get a ground ball or a fly ball that we haven't done. That's different. Tonight, that wasn't the case. And I don't know if, what each individual hitter is thinking about in that moment, whether they're trying to, execute an at bat for the team or thinking about their mechanics. I can't read into that. But yeah, tonight that wasn't the case.
The missed chances with the bases loaded kind of felt like a recurring thing too, and that specific kind of spot to not be able to turn those into some bigger innings.
I don't think so. I think that tonight, we needed a 2-out hit with the bases loaded. He got into a count and hit a ball to the shortstop, and it was a fielder's choice. The other bat, he got behind the count and found a way to get a 3-2 count and turn into a double play, but he was fighting. There's many opportunities with the bases loaded with 2 outs that we didn't come through with 2 outs and less 2 outs, and it wasn't the 9 hole. So it's certainly not the 9 hole. Yeah.